So after the trade deadline, we've done 10-year rebuilds with some of the bottom feeders in the Eastern Conference, including the Washington Wizards and the Detroit Pistons. And today, a 10-year rebuild that I've wanted to do now for a little bit has been with the San Antonio Spurs, because there's a specific point guard that I want to pair up with Wemby for the next 10 years. So yo, what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? You guys actually were kind of in favor of the new face cam circle, so I'm going to rock with it still. A couple of you guys said it's maybe a little bit too big, so hopefully it's a little bit smaller on your screen. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the Spurs team is going to look like over the next 10 seasons. How many depoys will Wemby win? If he doesn't win 10, I know it's rigged against me because he always wins Defensive Player of the Year when I'm just controlling any other team but the Spurs. All right, so Wemby doesn't get his MVP in his rookie season, but hopefully he can win multiple in this video. He does take home Rookie of the Year. One of the craziest rookie seasons we have seen in some minutes, especially for somebody that played most of the season as a 19-year-old. You got Jalen Johnson winning Most Improved, KD winning Clutch Player of the Year, and then you got Coach of the Year going to Joe Mazzulla. Here's All-NBA First Team, and we got Victor Wembanyama on All-NBA Second Team. There's a chance he's on All-NBA Third Team this year. It's going to be tough. He has to have like an insane second half. Basically what he's been doing now, he's on All Defensive First Team. He should be on at least All Defensive Second Team if Gobert is going to get the First Team center spot. And obviously he's on All Rookie First Team as well. All right, so the San Antonio Spurs are not in the playoffs, but that is fine. We are going to be able to have some nice draft capital to this team, and I wonder if you can guess the point guard that I want to trade for later in this video. I'm not going to spoil it yet. So we have our first round pick, and we should have Toronto's first round pick if it's out or if it's outside the top 6. So if it's 1 through 6, they're going to get it. We get it next year. But if it's after 6, we're going to be able to get it, which is nice. So basically just kind of looking at my mindset of this team going forward. Wemby's obviously the face of the franchise, not going anywhere. He's going to be here all 10 years. Vassell and Keldon Johnson could be a little bit redundant having both of them on this team, and then maybe when new contract extensions are getting kicked in, would it be worth it down the line? But I think they could headline a bigger trade package if it's for that point guard that I want. Zach Collins could be back, could not. He's still making a decent amount of money. We got Jeremy Shohan, who's got 2 years left on his rookie contract. Gonna have to see a little bit out of him if I think he's a franchise building block. Trey Jones, nice point guard. View him more as a backup than a starter. And then we got Malachi Branham, who I loved a ton in the 2022 draft. We'll see if we can maybe salvage something of his rookie contract next year. And then Blake Wesley's probably the only other guy that I really like. Maybe Sidy Cissoko, since he's still just 20 years old. You have the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Knicks in the conference finals. The Knicks 1-7, and the Nuggets end up going to the NBA Finals. They swept the Clippers, and the Nuggets beat the Knicks in 7. Jokic averaged a 36-point triple-double to get Finals MVP. Damn, that is a heartbreaking finish to the Knicks season. That definitely hurts, just as a Knicks fan seeing that. So there goes LeBron. He ends up retiring. Obviously, LeBron is heading to the Hall of Fame. And yeah, I'll definitely be adding some expansion teams. that kind of blundered that a little bit, or I fumbled that in the Detroit Pistons 10-year rebuild. All right, so we have the #1 odds of the #1 pick. We have Charlotte's pick, protections on it. We're not getting that. That pick originated from the Hornets, I believe, getting Kai Jones from the Knicks on the night of the 2021 draft, and then that pick got traded to Atlanta in the Cam Reddish deal. Then that got traded to San Antonio in the DeJounte Murray deal. So let's see what picks we end up with. So we have 3 in this draft, and great, the Raptors jumped up into the top 4, so we are not getting that first. All right, so we should get that next year though. And for some dumb reason, 2K gave that Raptors pick to the Sixers. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I get that pick back. And that Hornets pick is lottery protected next year, and if we don't get it next year, it turns into second rounders. So we want the Hornets to make the playoffs. And that Raptors pick is going to stay top 6 protected next year as well. So if Greg Popovich is not going to retire, he's obviously going to be back on a 4-year extension as the Spurs head coach. So we're going to keep Mitch Johnson. And yeah, I keep forgetting that Brett Brown is an assistant head coach for the San Antonio Spurs. So I may as well spoil the point guard that I want right now. I mean, we have the 3rd overall pick in the draft. I'd like to keep it. But what we have going for us is the picks that we could send to the team. So that point guard is Trae Young. There is some rumors that he could maybe want a trade out of Atlanta at the end of this regular season. Now that's not confirmed or anything, but I think the Spurs would have definitely enough assets to get it done. Now him being 4.5 star trade value is going to be very tough to pull off. It does go down to 4 right there. I think we could headline this with Devin Vassell. We could probably keep Keldon Johnson. I could give them a good point guard in Trey Jones in return. So these are 2 nice pieces. I may even be able to get this done without throwing in Jeremy Shohan. We'll throw in Julian Champagnie as well, and then we're going to throw in all the Hawks first round picks back. So they're going to get basically the ones that they sent over from the DeJounte Murray trade. Would that be enough? 3 first round picks, Vassell, Trey Jones, and Champagnie for Trae Young. They agreed to that. Wow, I didn't even have to throw in any other first round picks. Welcome to the San Antonio Spurs, Trae Young. Him and Wemby, that point guard center duo for the next 10, 9-ish years is going to be elite together. And we were able to keep the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft. So I think that was a phenomenal trade for us. Hornets on the clock, number 1. They take Stephon Castle out of UConn. All right, I don't really get that with LaMelo. I guess they are going to play him at the 2, and then Ron Holland goes number 3. So, all right, you got Alexander Sarr. You have Zachary Reese-Shea there on the board. I mean, there are some nice point guard options like Collier, Nikola Topic. He's probably the best point guard in this class, in my opinion. You have Rob Dillingham. You have Jacoby Walter and Reed Shepherd. But I think I'm going to opt to go with Zachary Reese-Shea. Haven't really drafted him a ton. He's got great size. Could be a beautiful complementary piece to Trae Young and Victor Wembanyama. We can have a, tentative lineup of Trae Young at the 1, maybe Keldon Johnson at the 2, Reese-Shea at the 3, Sohan at the 4, Wemby at the 5, and kind of figure that out going forward. And we're going to take Reese-Shea out of France. Now we have our second Frenchman in the starting 5. And we're going to get Deron Holmes out of Dayton here in the second round. He's honestly a borderline first-round player, so that's a steal for us. So the Raptors at number 4 ended up with Montes Buzelis. You had Alexander Sarr fall all the way to 8. That's a phenomenal pickup for Portland. Dalton Connect went to 12 for the Hawks. So let's sign Holmes and let's sign Reese-Shea. Yeah, so I figure out what I want to do. I think Keldon Johnson could be the starting shooting guard, or hey, maybe it's Malachi Branham, and Keldon Johnson is like a really good scoring 6th man for us. So I'm going to pick up the team options on all these guys. I think the only thing I'm going to look for in free agency is maybe another forward / big man. So we don't really have too much money. Obviously, we're paying Trae Young a decent amount now. I think I'm going to take a flyer on Jackson Hayes. Maybe not going to crack the rotation, but could be a nice depth big man piece. We're going to renounce the rights on basically everybody else. And I'm very excited about the Spurs team next year. With the Wemby's development, this could be a playoff team in the Western Conference. I mean, Wemby's in 89 at 20 years old, which is just insanity. Paul George stays in LA. Siakam stays in Indiana. James Harden goes to the Raptors. All right, so I mean, that pick might not be as good next year, sadly. All right, so player progression. Wemby's now a 93 overall. So now he's higher than Trae Young. That is kind of insane. Jimmy Sohan's an 80 overall. You got Keldon Johnson at a 79. Zach Collins at a 78. Reese-Shea already at a 77. I'm excited to see what he could be as a 3-point shooter. I feel like he could be a little bit better than a B- for us. All right, so let's figure out what we want this rotation to look like here for the first year with Trae Young as our point guard. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. I'm actually going to have Keldon Johnson come off the bench. Maybe that could be a nice new role for him, but he's still going to play 32 minutes a night. It's going to be Young, Branham, Reese-Shea, Sohan, and Victor Wembanyama here in the starting 5 with Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, Blake Wesley, and I want to see what I can get out of City Sissoko there in the 9th man spot. I'm going to opt to play him over like a Jackson Hayes or maybe a Charles Bassey. We'll see when he's kind of coming back from that injury, but I'm going to send Holmes to the G League for this season. System proficiency, under pop, 2 stars there. Defense, that may change over time, but obviously Wemby's gonna be such a good fit, but Trae Young maybe not as much. First game with the new team. How are we gonna start off year number 2, the 2025 season? We end up winning by 24 points. Trae Young with 38 and 10. Wemby with 25, 15, 6, 2, and 3. Reese-Shea with 20 and 5, 2 for 4 from downtown. Keldon Johnson was efficient off the bench, at least from the field. Wow, I could not have asked for a better start to year number 2. And I mean, if we look at the salary cap breakdown as well, like over time, like we're paying Trae Young a decent amount of money, but the Keldon Johnson contract goes down each year. Collins would be an expiring next year, pretty tradable contract. We're paying Wemby on a bargain first overall pick contract for his value over the next 3 years. We're freeing up $12 million from Devontae Graham. Like we could have a max spot this offseason if we also wanted to make another splash. All right, so we're here at the 2025 trade deadline, and we are ass. I did not think we were going to be this bad. I thought with the power of Wemby in the simulation, we were going to be good, but no, we're not. We're 16 and 35, last place in the Western Conference. All right, so we would have the second worst record in the whole NBA. We take a look at the stats. Trae Young is averaging 25.5 points, 9.5 assists, shooting 38% from 3, 89 from the line, 52% from the field. An elite season from Trae Young. Wemby's also giving me an elite big man season. 21 and 12, 3.5 assists, 3.3 blocks, 1.7 steals. The supporting cast has not been great. Keldon Johnson has definitely taken a step back, and that contract is not looking great. Still has 2 years after this year. Reese-Shea's having a fine rookie season, but he's still just 19 years old. Malachi Branham, I would like for the efficiency to be better. Him and Keldon Johnson have definitely taken step backs this year in my eyes. Jimmy Sohan, like the 3-point percentage is up, but the field goal percentage is down. The free throw percentage is down. I don't really know if he has a spot on this team. He could get traded in the offseason. I mean, Zach Collins, I think, would have a little bit more value when that becomes an expiring. Blake Wesley has been fine, but yeah, City Sissoko not doing too much. So, you know what? I'm going to probably consider this as a wash year, but I thought we could have won multiple championships before, like, year 5. So we're kind of off to a bad start if this is year 2. First round picks this year, that Hornets pick is lottery protected. We do have the Bulls top 10 protected pick from the DeMar DeRozan sign and trade, and that Raptors pick is still top 6 protected. So just to take a look at some of those teams, the Hornets are going to make the playoffs. It looks like that would be great. The Raptors Raptors. I hope that pick ends up being like at least 14, or maybe goes to like 10 or 11. Let's hope Miami and Atlanta can pass them. And that Bulls pick we're definitely not going to get this year as well. So I'll see you guys at the end of the year. I don't think I'm going to make any trades, but there's a good chance we make some notable moves this offseason to kind of further along this process around Wemby and Trae Young. Like Sohan could be gone, Keldon Johnson could be gone, and this team could look a little bit different going into year 3. All right, so Luka Doncic ends this year with an MVP award. Stephon Castle, hey, I was kind of caught on the pick. Number 1 overall. Doesn't have the most efficient season, but you know what? Gets Rookie of the Year. Devin Vassell, 6th Man of the Year. Okay, came off the bench in Atlanta. I'm not even going to say he had that good of a season, because the numbers really don't look good, even though he did average 17 points. Wemby gets Depoy, Amen Thompson most improved, Anthony Edwards Clutch Player of the Year, Bickerstaff Coach of the Year. So we did have Victor Wembanyama on all NBA first team in just year 2, which is kind of insane. We do get Trae Young on all NBA third team. He had a phenomenal year, maybe a borderline MVP season if we were any good. I'm also excited to see how like the Hawks turn out in this 10-year rebuild too, post Trae Young. If you guys want to see maybe a 10-year post like trading Trae Young Hawks rebuild, let me know by dropping a thumbs up on this video. And we got Zachary Visachet on all rookie first team as well. So yeah, like I said, we did not make the playoffs. We are rooting against the Toronto Raptors here, but we're kind of rooting for the Hornets to at least win 1 game here in the play-in. The Hawks made the play-in too. Shout out to them with Trey Jones as their starting point guard. He was fine, still not very efficient. They also added Miles Turner as well. Interesting addition. But yeah, I don't really think much has changed in this, I guess, aspect of who I think is going to be back next year. Like Keldon Johnson was still not too great this year. Malachi Branham definitely was a little bit better. And I think he can be good because that free throw percentage at 90% gives me a little bit of optimism that he could be a good spot-up shooter for us off the bench. And maybe eventually he's our 6th man for the future. I don't think Jeremy Shohan's going to be back. I think there's a good chance that I look to move him, and we should have some draft capital as well. So we're not going to get that Bulls pick. Let's see. We are rooting against Toronto and for Charlotte. Don't tell me the opposite happens right now. And you got to be kidding me. The opposite literally happened. Oh, great. Okay, so we need Charlotte to beat Toronto because then Toronto's pick will be in the lottery, which will be nice. And Charlotte's pick will just be right outside the lottery and we'll be able to keep it. So we're going to actually watch this game live. This is not something I expected to do, is care this much about a Hornets-Raptors game here. So let's go. We're rooting for the Hornets. Oh my God, they're blowing a lead. Don't blow it. Don't blow it, Charlotte. Oh my God, they blew. Oh, thank God they won. Let's go. That's what we wanted to happen. Thank you, LaMelo. That was way too close. All right, so it doesn't really matter right now. We're going to get a nice pick right outside the lottery. The Hornets actually beat the Cavs in 7, but we still should get a good pick from them. Shea averaged 42 points in the Western Conference Finals. That's insane. Bam, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. A rematch in 2012, and the same team won. Miami Heat wins it all. Tower Hero Finals MVP. So you got Chris Paul retiring. He will obviously be going to the Hall of Fame. I'll probably add expansion teams. Maybe not next year, maybe 1 more year from now. Or maybe it will be next year, actually. So let's see what happens here in the lottery. We have pick 2. We're not getting pick 6. That is top 10 protected because that can't fall outside of top 10. And we will get the Raptors lottery pick, which is nice. And we got the number 1 pick. Oh boy, Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama. That is going to be kind of insane. We also land the 14th pick, like I mentioned, via the Raptors, and then we also have the Hornets pick at 18. That is kind of insane. All right, so for the second time in 3 years, the San Antonio Spurs are going to be selecting number 1 overall. All right, so I think I'm going to make this trade with the OKC Thunder. We're going to save around like $3-4 million in this deal. We're sending Keldon Johnson and Charles Bassey to OKC, but we're getting Isaiah Hartenstein, who could be the backup center. I'm probably going to move Zach Collins this offseason anyway, and Hartenstein is definitely an upgrade over him. And we're getting a nice 2026 first rounder in this deal as well. And I'm going to send Zach Collins to the Miami Heat for 2 future second rounders. So with the number 1 overall pick of the 2025 NBA draft, I mean, Dylan Harper would be a fun pick. Ace Bailey could be a fun pick. VJ Edgecombe out of Baylor. I actually got to see a lot of these guys in person in Flag. Edgecombe, McNeely, Derek Queen if he's in here, Austin Newell as well if he's in here. When I got to see Wuhai versus Montverde Academy Friday night of like kind of the All-Star weekend. This was in New York though, this wasn't in Indiana. And I'm gonna go with Cooper Flagg, who is the unanimous consensus number 1 overall pick in 25. Thunder at 2 are trading it for De'Aaron Fox. Wait, you're gonna have Fox and Shea? That's interesting. Well, both played at Kentucky. And with pick 14, I'm going to select Ian Jackson out of UNC. So we got a Duke and UNC player in this draft so far. And then at pick 18, I'm going to take Jaden Quintain's there. Just kind of some big man depth. Maybe be a G League guy, and then when Isaiah Hartenstein maybe leaves us, he's the backup 5. And then we had an early second rounder as well, in which I'm going to take Caleb Foster out of Duke, so Flagg's teammate. We have another second rounder as well. I don't even know if I'm going to have to like be able to sign this guy. We're going to take Canyon Catchings out of Purdue. My God, we have another second rounder. I mean, Ryan Griffin's going to be the pick, but I'm not even going to be able to sign him. Yeah, so that was a loaded draft class for us for sure. So Flagg immediately going to be the starting power forward next year. I'm probably going to move Jeremy Shohan, Ian Jackson, Quintain's we're going to sign. We're going to try to sign Foster and Catchings as well. We can sign all of those guys. Sweet. Sissoko, Darren Holmes, Wesley Bram. Yeah, everybody welcome back. I thought maybe I was going to have a max contract offer in free agency, but no, we only have like $11 million right now. It would have been cool to add like a Jason Tatum to this squad. Ooh, I kind of like this trade from the Washington Wizards. We're going to be moving Sohan and Wesley in a second for Chris Dunn, just to make some money work. But we're going to get Denny Avdia, who's on a nice contract going forward, and I think he could be a beautiful complementary piece for some of our stars, especially coming off the bench. It's a descending contract, and maybe Sohan has a higher potential long-term, but Avdia can be a great rotational guy for us. So next year, we're going to have Trae Young probably is the one. I don't even know if we'll have a backup point guard like Branham, Ian Jackson can get some minutes. We have Avdia, Reese Hache, who, like, I may even start Avdia over Reese Hache for now. And then we have Flagg and Holmes. We have Wemby, Hartenstein, Hayes. Yeah, this is a good team. I don't think I'm going to be bringing back Devontae Graham or Frank Jackson. Anybody switch up? No, Donovan Mitchell went back to the Cavs. Brunson went back to the Knicks. Kyrie Irving goes to the Wizards, so they were able to sign Kyrie with that Sohan deal. I mean, that's just cool for them. All right, so we have Wemby up to a 96 overall. Trae is maybe peaked at an 89, which is something to keep an eye on. He's going to be due for an extension kind of soon. Reese Hache goes up to an 81 overall. Branham's up to a 79. I'm excited about this team next year. If we don't make the playoffs, I'll be a little bit upset. 2K, what is this? Why would we start Chris Dunn over Trae Young? I guess it's because of the defensive system proficiency, but just doesn't make any sense. All right, so this is going to be the rotation. It's going to be Young, Branham, Reese Hache, Flagg, and Wemby. So pretty much the same as last year. We're just throwing in Cooper Flagg, the #1 overall pick, instead of Jeremy Shohan, who we traded to Washington. We'll have Denny, Hartenstein, Ian Jackson, and Darren Holmes off the bench. I'm going to just put Jaden into the Austin Spurs. Anybody else I want to throw to the Austin Spurs? Maybe Canyon Catchings as well. Can we get a Trae Young extension done right now? We cannot. Wait, does it say he's got a team option next year? All right, I don't think that's true. We should not have a $48 million team option. Where would that come in from? First game of the season on the road against the Pelicans. Can we start off the season with a dub? We are going to beat them by 11. Very nice. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Wemby with 31 and 13 to start off the year. Cooper Flagg with 22 points. Trae Young should average a lot of assists this year with these guys around him. We do start defense, though. It's not very good. It's not very good. I think we gotta go to balance. Yeah, that is not great. All right, so we're here at the trade deadline, and we are 13 games above 500. We should try to win the championship this year. I feel like we can do just that. In terms of offense, we are the second best team in the West. The defense is honestly pretty good, fourth best in the West. Trae Young is still leading us in scoring, followed by Victor Wembanyama, who's having also another incredible year into year number 3. Still get him under a great contract this year and next year. Cooper Flagg, as a rookie, has been very good as the #1 overall pick. Still just 19. Zachary Reese Hache, perfect complementary piece as well. 42% from 3. Denny, I mean, not great from the field at 43%, but I'll take 37 from 3. 87 from the line, 5 rebounds, 4 assists as well. Malachi Branham's been much more efficient this year. Ian Jackson, fine job as a 20-year-old rookie. Hartenstein, good job as a backup big. Darren Holmes, I think it's fine. He's got a little bit of floor spacing ability to his game. Could we re-sign Trae Young? Yes, we can. Can I give Trae Young a 4-year deal? I cannot. 3 years, $120 million extension. Thank you very much. That actually may be a little bit less than what he's making right now. Let's just see if we go to salary cap breakdown. Yeah, it's going to go down to 40, 43, 46. Hey, I'll take that. That's a steal. Award races, Wemby is number 3 in MVP. Shea is number 5, even with De'Aaron Fox there. I got to look at that team because that is kind of insane. You got Cooper Flagg, number 2 in Rookie of the Year voting. You got Devin Vassell, 3 and 6 Man of the Year. Fox is coming off the bench in OKC. Are you kidding me? I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. But before I do that, I almost forgot once again. Let's add some expansion teams. We're going to be adding the Vancouver Huskies and the Seattle Supersonics to this 10-year rebuild. So I guess both may go in the Northwest. We're probably going to move the Thunder to the Southwest and then maybe move the Pelicans and the Grizzlies to the Eastern Conference. All right, so Jokic won MVP this season. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year. Nikola Topic, 6 Man of the Year in Philly. Fell to pick 16. Kind of a steal by them. Chet What? Wemby wins State Boy every single year, but the time I control the Spurs, that just doesn't happen. Wemby is on All-NBA first team now for the second straight season. He's a 97 overall. We got Trae Young on All-NBA second team, averaging 25 and 11. A 50-40-90 season for Trae as well. We got Victor Wembanyama on all defensive second team because Chet got defensive first team. Cooper Flagg on all rookie first team, and Ian Jackson on all rookie second team. So we finished the season as a 3 seed. We're going to be taking on the Dallas Mavericks here in round 1. They drafted Cody Williams 10th overall, so they didn't make the playoffs in year 1. Final player stats here. Trae Young led the team in scoring, followed by Wemby, Flagg, Reese Shea, Avdia, and then Malachi Branham. The Chicago Bulls did make the playoffs as well as the 6th seed. We will have their first round pick in this upcoming draft. In terms of just kind of statistics in the West, we were the 2nd best offensive team. We were the 3rd best defensive team, so we may actually be just as good to be the 2 seed. So to see what we want to change with the playoff rotation, I don't want Jackson Hayes or Chris Dunn in here, 2K. I think Holmes is going to be fine as the 9th man, 12 minutes for him. We're going to go 16 to Ian Jackson. Probably Hartenstein can get 18. Reese Shea, 30 is good there. Let's go 32 to Flagg, 37 to Wemby, 37 to Trae Young. We'll go 30 to Denny, and we'll go 28 to Malachi Branham. So system proficiency with this is 4-star balanced. Round 1 here against the Dallas Mavericks. So we have a little in-state rivalry. Can we beat them? Game 1, we do end up winning by 22 points. Trae Young at 31 and 7. Ian Jackson with 13 points in 16 minutes. Yep, but Trae and Wemby got it done. Both great efficiency as well. Game number 2, we end up winning by 20. Trae Young and Cooper Flagg combined for 53 points. Trae Young also had 14 assists, 4 steals, and 0 turnovers. We do lose game 3 by a lot because, Luka had a phenomenal game. Game number 4, they tie it up. They won by 19. Luka had a 31-point triple-double. Game number 5 goes to the San Antonio Spurs. We ended up winning by 29 points. Wemby with 43 and 15, 27 and 10 for Trae Young, 20 and 12 for Cooper Flagg. Let's win at 6. Boom, there we go. We beat him by 7 on the road. Denny Avdia took 23 shots in this game after an abysmal efficiency series there. But hey, a win is a win. We're taking on another Texas team, the Houston Rockets. Whose team doesn't look honestly too different. They have added Rob Dillingham, DeAndre Hunter, and Dylan Harper, and Grayson Allen as well. Game number 1 goes to Houston though. Oh, they beat us by 16. Denny had 30 points. All right. Game number 2 goes to the Rockets. They beat us by 6. Damn. I really thought we were better than them. Game number 3 goes to the Rockets. Maybe they're just deeper than us. Maybe. They're playing like 11 guys, it seems like. Game number 4. Wow, we got swept by them. We lost by 2. All right, I thought this was going to be a close series. I mean, we lost game 2 by 6, lost game 3 by 4, and game 4 by 2. So it was a very close sweep, but a sweep is still a sweep. Well, that is disappointing. The Bulls do get eliminated by the Sixers. You have the Sixers and the Thunder in the finals, and the Thunder end up winning in 5, with Chet Holmgren being your finals MVP. Yeah, that's a really good Thunder team. And Keldon Johnson just got a ring. Same with Trey Jones, who ended up in OKC. So you got Brook Lopez, Russell Westbrook on the Pistons, James Harden on the Pelicans, all retiring. A lot of coaches retiring, and one of them is not Greg Popovich, though. All right, James Harden and Russ are heading to the Hall of Fame. We got, obviously, their jersey retired. So we are going to add 2 new expansion teams to the league. So with this new realignment, we are going to put the Thunder into the Southwest. They want to put the Jazz in the Pacific. Now, we can keep them in the Northwest. So they wanted to move the Wizards to the Atlantic, which is fine with me. I feel like they're more of an Atlantic team than they are a Southeast team. Grizzlies are going to go in the Southeast. I mean, that's fine. So we only had to add 1 Western Conference team to the East. So we're going to have 6 teams in the Atlantic, 6 teams in the Northwest. Maybe we'll add 6 expansion teams by the end of this because that's something I haven't done yet. So we are going to have possibly the 2nd overall pick. Thank you very much, OKC. That was, and I believe, the Keldon Johnson trade with them. And that pick does end up falling a ton, though, to pick 8, sadly. So we have the 8th pick in this draft. We also have 21 via Chicago. The Hawks have our pick at 29 from the Trae Young deal. So, yeah, we have 2 first-rounders, which is nice. Celtics ended up getting the #1 overall pick. They could take AJ DeBanza, or they could take Cameron Boozer, keeping Pop as our head coach until he retires. All right, so we could opt to not keep Isaiah Hartenstein, which is interesting, making $15 million, an expiring contract. Honestly, if it's going to be him or Caleb Foster, though, I'm going to obviously choose him over Foster. That really wouldn't make a lot of sense. So we're going to submit that. expansion draft. Huskies, Vancouver with the #1 pick. They take Quentin Grimes. The Supersonics end up with Ben Simmons and Malcolm Brogdon. Dante Exum goes 3. Dort 4. So we had a lot of 80 overalls go. There goes Grady Dick. That's a nice pick by the Supersonics, taking Dick. Always nice to get Dick early and on. You got Bogdanovic there. Santi Aldama, David Roddy. Is that Keaton? No, that would be Chris Murray, duh. Draymond Green at 36 is going to be playing in Vancouver. Is that a Daymara? Yes, it is. The name is going to be spelled wrong. All right, so did we end up even losing somebody? We did lose Caleb Foster. He went to Vancouver. Now we have the real 2026 NBA draft. The Celtics take AJ DeBanza, #1 overall. He's going to be a very hyped up prospect, it seems like. Cameron Boozer, #2, also the son of Carlos Boozer. All right, so I'm going to move my 2 seconds and the Bulls pick to the Sixers for pick 20, or the Clippers pick in 2028, so in 2 drafts from now, but it's unprotected. I just couldn't really add 4 more rookies in this draft. So Caden Boozer goes #4, also the son of Cameron Boozer, kind of insane. And then with the 8th overall pick, I'm going to get Darren Peterson out of Ohio State. So now we got 2 Ohio State shooting guards, or former OSU shooting guards, with Peterson joining Malachi Branham. All we need is D'Angelo Russell and Aaron Kraft on the team, or maybe we bring Jared Sullinger out of retirement, or see what Greg Oden's up to. So we're going to get Peterson there. He's very good. He always goes to the Celtics, it seems like. So I'm going to pick up the team option on Canyon Catchings because he was an early 2nd rounder. Deron Holmes will be a qualifying offer. I doubt any team is really offering him a deal. If Malachi Branham got a decent offer, I don't think I would match it. 20 million now, so I'll take him back on the QO, but that's pretty much it. We are going to renounce the rights on City Sissoko, Jackson Hayes, and Chris Dunn. So let's see. Anybody switch up here? Katie and Curry stay. Same with Holmgren, Paolo, Sharp. No, nobody really kind of switched up. I guess Ivy did lead Detroit to go to Toronto. Malachi Branham does get a deal from the Charlotte Hornets. 3 years, $58 million. You know what? I'm not going to match it. He's going to go. It's going to suck to lose him, but we do have a bunch of other guys that I would like to get runtime to. So, yeah, he's going to go be a Hornet. I thought maybe an expansion team would try picking him up, so that was kind of crazy. Lucas stays in Dallas. Keegan Murray stays in Sacramento. Do we have like a mid-level exception if we wanted to use it? Not really. I mean, kind of. Do I want Christian Brown on this team? I already kind of have my 9-man rotation for next year, and we got Holmes back. So, player progression, Wemby's at 97. Trae Young is just not improving from an 89. Risa Shea is at an 84. Same with Cooper Flagg. I like this team a lot. I think we can still win a championship next year, but maybe the depth of this team and the bench is what's going to be, I guess, our kryptonite in the playoffs. We could also start Ian Jackson at the 2 if we wanted to, or Darren Peterson, who we just drafted 8th overall, but I think he'll probably get some 6-man minutes. I think I'm going to start maybe Ian Jackson and Risa Shea, and then we have Flagg and Wemby. Denny off the bench with Harnstein, with Quintance, who I'm probably butchering his name. We could go probably a 10-man rotation for the regular season, maybe something like this minutes-wise. I would like to go 35 to Wemby and Trae, but I got to find more minutes for Cooper Flagg. So I guess it'll be something like this, and we can go 1 more to Ian Jackson. So let's see how this team does throughout the regular season. We are going to be 3.5-star balance. That's on me. Usually, I'm not used to this new kind of face cam, so I didn't mean to block the minutes there, as you could fully see them now. I mean, what is defense system proficiency? It's still 2 stars. Trae Young and Risa Shea and Ian Jackson just not good defenders, I guess. So we already started off the season with an L, but then we won 4 in a row. All right, so we're here at the 2027 trade deadline. We are 40-10 at the moment. I actually kind of want to see how chaotic this league can get if I add 6 expansion teams in this video. So we're going to add 2 more this season. First one's going to be the Las Vegas Flamingos, and the Baltimore Bullets will also be added as well. So we are 30 games above 500. Yeah, we are 6 games better than Portland and OKC. Portland's got Reed Shepherd and Alexander Sarr in their starting 5. I mean, OKC is now starting VJ Edgecombe, who didn't even play as a rookie. Let's take a look here at the stats from this team, as Trae and Wemby are both averaging 21 points. Cooper Flagg at 18. Risa Shea, a very, very efficient 14.5 points. This is probably what people predict him to be, as a nice complementary piece, efficient shooter. Ian Jackson, also very efficient. Darren Peterson, okay, just a nice 50, 40, 90 season in year number 1. There's Quintance as well. Not bad stuff. I don't think I'm going to make any trades. I do want to change Peterson's name, though, because it's with a Y, not an E. I don't know why 2K just changes the names of the draft class, because I know it's not the creators of the draft class. It's a 2K thing. So contract extensions, Wemby is going to make a lot of money from me at the end of the year. Harnstein for 12 million, may be above my pay grade because we have Quintance kind of coming back there as well. Denny, I don't know. 12 million is probably pretty good price for him because he's efficient. He passes. He could score, rebound a little bit. But I may wait. Does system proficiency go up? It's 4 stars right now. Let's see how we do at the end of year number 4. And Jokic averages almost a triple-double to win, like, what would be his, like, 4th MVP. Cameron Boozer, 2nd overall pick. Rookie of the year, 6th man of the year goes to Jalil Bethea. I actually think he plays And then like the Philadelphia area or the PA area, he's at Miami, kind of similar to what I think Lonnie Walker did the same thing. He played in like Reading growing up and then ended up playing at Miami. You got Dyson Daniels, most improved on the Vancouver Huskies. Fox ended up signing with the Seattle Supersonics, which is kind of dope. One clutch player of the year, second of his career. Hey, Pop gets one more coach of the year. I wish I could see his age, but he's been in the league for 37 years now. Wemby does not get on All-NBA first team. You got Josh Giddey and De'Aaron Fox, so two Thunder left the team to go to the OG Thunder, the Seattle Supersonics. Wemby is on All-NBA second team. No Trae Young. We do not get Wemby on All Defensive first team, but we do get him on second team. And we got Darren Peterson on All Rookie first team. Elite efficiency. I think that makes me feel a little bit better moving on from Malachi Branham. Quintana was also on All Rookie second team. So if I take a look at what Branham did this year on a good Hornets team, yeah, I don't really even know if that was worth it. I mean, he's going to be making almost $20 million a year. We'll be making that in year 3 of that deal. 32 from 3. It's kind of a down year. So here were the stats from the season. We're probably going to go to a 10-man rotation or maybe a 9 for the playoffs. I mean, Quintana and probably Holmes can play similar amount of minutes. We're going to be taking on the Houston Rockets here in round number 1, hopefully to get revenge on them for beating us last year. To come up with the rotation, it's going to be the same starting 5 of Dion Peterson. Yeah, like, do I want to play? I mean, Holmes was pretty good for us. He's a second rounder. I'm going to give him 8 minutes. Same with Quintana for the playoffs. Hartenstein, 12 minutes. Peterson could probably stay at 19. If Dia could stay at 25. Let's go 37 to Wemby and Trae. 35 to Flagg. Let's go, honestly, 29 to Ian Jackson. He is pretty good. All right, so can we beat Houston in round number 1? Another Texas team. We've only faced Texas teams in the playoffs. Don't, oh my God, what? What? We're a 1 seed. We have Wemby on the team, and we just lost to an 8 seed? We lost by 3 in game 1, blew them out in game 2, won by 5 in game 3, 2-2. They were up 3-2 on us. God damn, man, what? I'm thinking we could win a championship this year. Huh. All right. Peterson was pretty bad. Holmes was pretty bad. It's a shame. If Dia was pretty bad. I mean, he was okay. That sucks. I'm thinking we could win a championship this year, and we're getting a round 1 exit to an 8 seed. We just had coach of the year. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Cavs winning 7. Mobley's your finals MVP. So you got DeRozan, Holiday, Curry, all from the 2009 draft class retiring. Vooch was, I believe, 2011. Yeah, same with Middleton. He was in the second round. Oh, no, he was 2012, excuse me. Same with Draymond, second round in 2012. Played 1 year in Canada and just had enough. Steph is going to the Hall of Fame. A bunch of jersey retirements there. So we are going to add 2 new expansion teams. There's going to be 34 teams in the NBA. The Flamingos will go to the Pacific. Southwest, no, I'm going to keep the Nuggets in the Northwest. I feel like the Bullets could definitely go to the Atlantic, and then I guess the Wizards are just going to get moved back to the Southeast. Draft lottery time, are we in here at all? I don't think so, but we could just kind of double check. Huskies get the number 1 pick. Pelicans at 2 via Milwaukee. Shout out Drew Holiday. Jazz at 3 via the Lakers. Shout out Russell Westbrook. We just have our first round pick at 33. All right, I guess out of all these players, I guess I'm not going to keep Denny. I don't think I have to keep, yeah, I have to at least not protect one guy. It's going to be Denny. He's going to get drafted, so we're going to lose Denny in this expansion draft. Markkanen wasn't kept. Wow, what a pick by the Las Vegas Flamingos. Denny and Markelle Fultz go 2 and 3. There goes Dalton Knecht, who is a former pick by the Atlanta Hawks. A lot of notable names. Zach Collins, former Spur, getting drafted by the Vegas Flamingos. Josh Hart got drafted. And now there are 34 teams in the NBA, which is kind of crazy. All right, NBA draft time here. First auto-generated draft class. We selected Darren Terrell, a power forward there at pick 33. We had 2 second rounders. I will sign Kramer right there. The number 1 overall pick was Jamal Phillips. Does not really look all that good. So we're going to pick up the team options on everybody here. Let's go here to qualifying offers. We'll give Cannon Kitchings the qualifying offer, Catchings. Wemby and De'Aaron Holmes can get those qualifying offers as well. Hartenstein, I mean, we probably, I have a lot of cap space. Could I maybe, I don't know if I could finesse this. I mean, Wemby, what's his cap hold? 33 million, which is kind of tough. So I could probably have around $30-ish million in cap space, but that means I need Wemby to accept that deal every single day, a moratorium. And I want to see if I can land Michael Porter Jr. on a 3-year deal, team option on the last year. Let's see. So I would not sign Wemby. I would renounce the rights on Hartenstein, not on Catchings or De'Aaron Holmes. But if Wemby accepts another offer, this is done. Okay, so I think it worked, and MPJ could fill the void of Denny Avdija just as a spot-up shooter for us off the bench, and it's basically a 2-year deal. So I think I can keep Holmes and Catchings as well with this deal, and boom, there we go. So whenever Wemby is going to take a deal, I mean, 5 years I would like for it to be. And he takes a 3-year deal from the Warriors. That's kind of annoying. So we're going to match that. Holmes wants 14 million. Yeah. Oh my God. Why does it just do that on me? It just auto-generated, re-announced the rights on them. I hate you so much, 2K. So much. Great. Well, now I just lost some valuable pieces to this team going forward. I mean, right now we could probably use another point guard. Yeah. So I'm going to try to get... Do I get Killian Hayes? Just get another Frenchman on this team? Why not? We're going to give him a 2-year deal. I don't think he's even going to play for us. I really wish I can get Holmes back, but I just can't. All right, man. I don't know how I feel about this team because we got eliminated in round 1 last year, but it's a really good squad, and I guess Trae Young has peaked as an 89 overall. All right, would I rather play Darren Terrell out of St. Bonaventure or Killian Hayes as the 9th man? I'm probably going to play Terrell like 12 minutes a night. Quintan's going to get like 17. We're going to go 21 to Peterson. Probably 28 to Reese Hachey. No, I think I'd rather start Reese Hachey over Michael Porter Jr. I'll actually go like 24 and 22 there. 35 to Wemby, 35 to Trae Young for the regular season, and then we will go, honestly, 35 to Cooper Flagg. Let's go 30 and 30 to the wings besides them. 4-star balanced. We'll see how this team does. If we have another disappointing ending this year, I may have just seen enough of this squad. And it's going to make it harder, but we're going to add more expansion teams. Why not? So we're going to add the Pittsburgh Phantoms. Just did an expansion rebuild with them on the channel. And we're going to bring a team back to New Jersey as well. We're going to add the New Jersey Generals. So I have no idea what the league realignment is going to look like after this year. I think the Grizzlies may go back to the Western Conference. The Pittsburgh Force will probably be a Central Division team. And then we'll probably drop the Baltimore Bullets to the Southeast. And then the Generals will join the Atlantic. All right, so we are here at the 2028 trade deadline. We are 40 and 12. First order of business, trying to see any contract extensions. We do not have any. Reese Hachey is a restricted free agent at the end of the year. That is going to cost me a pretty penny. I don't know if I'm going to make any trades. I mean, we're 40 and 12. This team should not be a first round exit. Once again, we have an insane point differential. We are insane on the road. I don't know, man. I really don't feel like I need to make any trades. We have an elite 4 general point guard. We have Cooper Flagg. We have Victor Wembanyama. Ian Jackson is great. Darren Peterson is great. Don't want to make any moves. I don't. So I'm not going to, and this may come back and bite me. We'll see. Josh Giddey MVP for the Supersonics. That'd be something else. All right, we also have a swap best with the Celtics this year. This is from the Derek White trade, and then we have the Clippers unprotected first rounder. So just to take a look at those teams right now, Clippers, that pick is going to be a lottery pick most likely. As for the Celtics, they're pretty good. So that pick maybe isn't going to be as nice. All right, so Luka Doncic wins another MVP. I feel like it's just been Jokic and Luka winning MVPs. Andre Flores, who was the 41st pick, well, I guess would be like 45th now with 34 teams in the league, is your rookie of the year. AJ Debenta in Boston, 6th man of the year. Holmgren Depoy, damn, so I guess I wish I had Boston's pick last year. That would have been nice. Jarris Walker, most improved in Baltimore. Shout out to him. John Morant, clutch player of the year. Pop gets coach of the year again. If I'm a round 1 exit, I'm going to lose my mind. Wemby's on all NBA second team. He's on all defensive second team as well. All right, man. I do not want to get eliminated in round 1. We're taking on the Denver Nuggets, so we've got to go up against Murray, Trey Mann, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, DeAndre Hunter. I can't lose to this team. They have Grayson Allen as well, who was on the Rockets, I believe when they beat us, so that may have been a couple years ago, but the Rockets have beaten us twice. In both years, we made the playoffs, which is just kind of insane. All right, so let's come up with this playoff rotation. Do I want to switch it at all? I don't really want to play Darren Terrell. He's going to get like 8 minutes a night. I don't know if I'm going to even alter these. I mean, I may go 37 to Trey, 37 to Wemby. Just don't lose to the Nuggets in round 1, man. We lost in round 1 last year. I may have to fire Pop if we lost. Okay, if we lost, I think I was going to fire Popovich, which would have been insane to pull off or even say that I had to do. This is what I like to see from the team. Darren Peterson was not good in the playoffs last year, and he's not great this year. So you know what? I'm just going to give him less minutes. He's just going to get like 15 a night. And I'm just going to play like Trey 40 and Wemby 40 and a little bit more to Cooper Flagg as well. So this is a good Blazers team, and it's extremely young as well. I mean, if I do a 10-year Blazers rebuild, I'm probably going to build it similarly like that as well. And we are going to beat them in 6. So we win both our playoff series in 6 games. Trae Young had 14 assists against the Portland Trailblazers. Well, we got to take on the Thunder, who have Keldon Johnson. I'm nervous. They have Trey Jones. They have Jackson Hayes, a couple former Thunder. Can we beat them to go to the NBA Finals, please? Don't lose to them. We won our first 2 series in 6, and then we lose the third in 6. Cade and Shea, Conference Finals MVPs. Game 1, we lost in overtime. Damn. Game 2, we lost by 6. Oh, these were so close. We were down 3-0. Then we won 2 unanswered. We won by 30, and then won by 25. And then we ended up losing in overtime. Oh my God, we've lost so many close ones. God damn it. Thunder Piston final, and the Thunder win again. Chet Holmgren, your Finals MVP. I'm sick and tired of seeing the Thunder winning men, and we are not. Paul George retires as a Celtic, KD as a Sun, Lillard as a Clipper, Bradley Beal as a T-Wolf. And there goes Greg Popovich. He ends up retiring. We're looking for the next head coach. This would be an extremely appealing head coaching position because you get Wemby, you get a team that just got eliminated in the conference finals. And now we're going to have 36 teams in the NBA. So yeah, there's now 6 teams in each conference. I think pretty much what I mentioned before is what's going to happen here. Thunder can move to the Southwest. You have the Vegas team in the Pacific, and you have the Vancouver and Seattle teams in the Northwest. That is perfect. All right, so where is that Clippers pick going to be? It's projected at number 7 right now. You want to give me some lottery luck? We do not get luck. It drops to 11. It's just weird seeing 36 teams here. So we also owe the Celtics our pick at 35, but we get their pick at 29. So who's going to be the next head coach? Is it going to be Darvin Ham? Is it going to be James Borrego? Not a lot of great options. There's Kevin Ollie, who just became the new head coach of the Brooklyn Nets because they fired Jock Vaughn. Oh, man. All right, I see Darko Rajakovic. Screw it. We're signing LeBron James. I don't know. This may be so stupid. I'm giving LeBron the minimal exception to come be the head coach. Can I get him as a player coach as well? We got LeBron James as the new head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. Lay coach in full effect. Here we go. Protections. Yeah, Killian Hayes. Maybe that's the reason why I signed you. I don't have to keep you. Herb Jones is the #1 pick to the New Jersey Generals. Isaiah Hartenstein, #1 pick to the Phantoms. Then they also get Jaden McDaniels. There goes Sadiq Bey. Chris Murray has been in this expansion draft twice now. Kevin McCullough, who's currently at Kansas, goes. Do we see Killian Hayes get drafted? I'm sure we will. There goes Canyon Catchings. He ends up getting drafted as well. Yeah, Killian Hayes was drafted by the Phantoms, who are the Pittsburgh expansion team. So let's go here to the NBA draft. And I'm going to try something new. I'm going to trade Michael Porter Jr., pick 11, pick 29, and a future first rounder for G.G. Jackson and Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton's going to start. I'm going to move Wemby to the 4, and G.G. Jackson will come off the bench. Cooper Flagg will go to the 3. So we had a plethora of second-round picks. I'm going to assign Richard Webb and Nathan Lynch, but not the other guys. So here, there was a no-brainer #1, Marcus Wingate. He is out of UConn. He's going to be a beast. So we're going to pick up the team options on everybody here. Jimmy Butler, still going strong at 38 years old. Qualifying offers, Zachary Risache. I'm going to pay him a decent amount of money. $18 million qualifying offer is kind of expensive. He wants $35 million. I mean, I will talk about an extension, but I don't think I want it to be that high. It's not going to matter because the Vancouver Huskies have offered him 3 years, 102. I'm going to have to match that. Yep, with new expansion teams, it's going to be a lot harder to maintain some of these guys. So we're paying Wemby a decent amount of money. Same with Trae Young. Same with Risache. We're going to have to pay Cooper Flagg a ton of money next year. Same with Jackson. Quintance as well. Zion stays with the Pelicans. Devin Booker stays with the Suns. Nobody really kind of switched up, it looks like. So Wemby's at 97 overall. We're going to start to see Trae Young regress. Darren Peterson up to an 87. I think he's going to be our starting shooting guard this year. And that means Risache is going to be a very expensive 6-man, making almost $40 million to come off the bench. Damn. All right, I'm going to give it a shot for 1 year with Wemby at the 4 and Nick Claxton at the 5. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I think I'm going to go to a 9-man rotation this year as well, just because I want to play these guys a ton of minutes, and Cooper Flagg's going to get 34 minutes. We'll go 1 more to Risache. It's a good team. It's a good 9-man rotation. It should be a championship caliber team. Post-centric with LeBron. We're going to balanced. And I'm changing his preferred system to balanced as well. All right, first game of the year, we blow out the Lakers. Go figure, LeBron's first game coaching is against his last team. And this is a good team, man. It's really good. It's just going to be so weird having 18 teams in each conference, but it's kind of cool. I haven't really been a big trade deadline guy in this video. We're 37-10 at the moment. I don't have to worry about losing anybody in the upcoming expansion draft. We're currently the 1 seed in the Western Conference. Best offensive team. Wow, the Flamingos have an insane defensive team. Okay, and the Vancouver Huskies, shout out to them. Our defense is still solid, though. Player stats, Wemby is winning this way. We have 4 20-point per game scorers. That's really good. I like the core we have. I think it's the last year with it. I think if we don't win a championship, then maybe we move on from Trae Young and I don't give him an extension. I don't know. Cooper Flagg's going to want a lot of money this offseason. Same with Ian Jackson. Like, we're going to have to dish out some money, make some maybe tough decisions. But I would like to win a championship, so it makes it a little bit less tough moving on from the core. I don't know, though. I'm a little nervous. I can't lie. I mean, we just beat the Charlotte Hornets by 59 points. So here goes nothing, man. Let's see what we can do here in the 2029 play. All right, maybe this year is different, man. Wemby just got MVP. Finally, 6 years into the league, gets his MVP award. Marcus Wingate, yeah, the #1 overall pick. Looks generational, but all that efficiency does not look generational. Rookie of the year on the Vancouver Huskies. The Las Vegas Flamingos get 6-man of the year. Mr. Thompson, Depoy still in Detroit. LeBron James, first year. Does this make him the GOAT? He's got a Coach of the Year award as his first year. Wait, Tyrese Proctor? What? 31st pick in the 24 draft. Ended up on all NBA first team. There's Wemby. All right, well, that's kind of crazy. You do have Jarris Walker on the Baltimore Bullets as well. We do get Wemby on all NBA, defensive second team, and that is going to be it. So we are the 1 seed here in the Western Conference. We're taking on the Las Vegas Flamingos in round number 1. They drafted Lauri Markkanen. Did not have a great year for them. They also have Donovan Clingan as well. All right. They got Davion Mitchell, Dalton Connect. All right. I don't know. That should be an easy sweep in my opinion. We'll see what 2K has up their sleeves though. As Darren Peterson is a good scorer. He had a really good year 3. He could have won most improved. Are we able to beat the Las Vegas Flamingos here in round number 1? Come on, let's do it. What? 6 games? I thought that should have been a sweep. We were up 3-0. That not being a sweep is a little scary. I think if I wanted to maybe mess with the rotation a little bit, I think GG Jackson can get about 10 minutes a night. I don't really know. I would go probably 1 more each to these guys, something like that. But now we're taking on Houston, who we did, I don't think we've beaten them in the playoffs yet. And they have a good team. It's a good bench. They could beat us here, and then I'm going to be really embarrassed losing to them. We're up 3-0 though. All right, let's go. We gentlemen swept them in what? The Thunder lost in round 1 of the Mavericks? Well, thank you very much, Dallas, for doing that for us. Oh my god, and they lost to Memphis in 6 games? Yeah, so we're going up against the 6-seeded Grizzlies. Tijon Salon. They got Dario Saric. Oh, man. They got Bryce James. We should beat them. You have 2 Central Division teams over there. Cooper Flagg is coming off an incredible series. Let's beat them. Come on, let's go to the finals. No! Let's go! Let's go! We beat them in 7. That's what I'm talking about. I would have been pissed if we lost that series. Oh, were we down 3-2 as well? Wait, we were down 2-1. Were we down 3-1? No, it was 2-2. We were down. No, we went up 3-2. Oh my god, it was back and forth. They won game 6. And then we ended up winning game 7 by 16 points. And here we are in our first NBA Finals in this video, going up against the Detroit Pistons with Cade Cunningham, Gary Trent starting in the finals, Asur Thompson, Tyler Smith, who's currently playing for the G League Ignite, Clint Capella, Marcus Sasser, Manuel Quickly, Moses Moody, Corey Kispert, and Bryce Sensabaugh. Game number 1, San Antonio versus Detroit. Both these teams are, I think, at the bottom of their each conference, like at the moment I'm recording this, which is crazy. And here we are, both of them going up against each other in the finals. Blow them out in game 1. Game 2, though, we got blown out. Game number 3 goes to Detroit. We're not. No, don't tell me we're going to get to the final. Oh my god, we got blown out in overtime. How did we give up 21 points? Unless that was double OT. Game 4, huge win. Huge blowout win. Thank you, Trey. Wemby got into foul trouble in this game, unfortunately. Game number 5 goes to San Antonio. Let's go! We dropped 157. 157. We had 5 guys scored 20-plus points. Here we go. Game 6 on the road in Detroit. Are we able to beat them and win the finals in 6 games? I don't know. We're up by 8. Don't choke this away. We're looking great. We're looking great right now, and it looks like the San Antonio Spurs are going to win. I do not want to get too cocky, of course, obviously, but yeah, I'm very excited that I think we're going to win our first finals here. Cooper Flagg's got 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Almost turns it over. Gary Trent is playing good defense on him, but this should be a nice mismatch for Cooper Flagg as well. Inside, go right at him with the left hand, and he bricks that. Can we get Wemby out here? Where's he? Oh, nice pass, Cooper Flagg, right to him. All right, so now we actually got our starters back in this game. That was just a funny-ass pass. Wait, I can't see the box score there. Trae Young. Where is Wemby? Oh, yeah, Wemby's playing power forward. There we go. He's got 26, 11, and 9. Oh, I got to get him the triple-double. That's all I'm going to do here is just trying to get Wemby an assist. Come here, Claxton. Oh, wait. Get it to Claxton. Claxton, score. Oh, my God. I want you to score over Cade Cunningham. Oh, Tyler Smith is huge. Gary Trent for 3. I don't think he's going to hit that. He misses that. Kick that up to Trae Young. All right, let's stop playing around right here. Let's kick it to Wemby. Who's going to pull? I kind of wanted to take a 3 there. Woohoo, spin move Wemby. He's going to get to the line. It's too easy with him. First free throw from Wemby is up and good. And he's going to go 2 for 2 at the line. Cade Cunningham for 3. That is good. You know what? It's a 15-point game. Nah, they ain't coming back. All I want to do is get Wemby 1 more assist. Cooper Flagg, Wemby, pick and pop. This is how I'm going to get Wemby a triple-double? I think so. Cooper Flagg, that is a disgusting jumper. He knocks it down, and Wemby has a triple-double. 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. And hey, we beat the Trae Young defensive allegations here as we get a steal. Nick Claxton, kick it over to Trae Young. Back to Nick Claxton. What are we doing? All right, I'm not taking those games seriously. We ended up winning by 15, and we won our first finals with Wemby getting finals MVP. So this was year 6, I believe, correct? Yeah, we get our first ring in year 6. I want to win 7, 8, 9, and 10. I want 5 rings in this video. I want to go on a 5 championship winning streak with LeBron James as our head coach. It's funny, first year with LeBron is the first year we get our ring. Draft lottery, the Nets get the #1 pick, Seattle Supersonics at 2, Celtics at 3. Where was the Celtics when I had your first round pick? The Nets do have our first rounder at 36 from the Claxton deal. All right, I want to see if I can move Gigi Jackson in 2 seconds for Dalton Connect, who's making $11 million this year and next year from Vegas, and they are going to agree to that. I actually like that pickup a lot. He's a standout player at Tennessee right now, going to be a first-round pick in the 2024 draft. Pretty solid top 5, a lot of centers going. We didn't have any draft picks of our own. Gonna pick up the team options on everybody. We're gonna have to pay Jaden, Cooper, and Ian this offseason. I mean, I think only Flag will get a real offer, but we'll see. And he gets a deal from the Brooklyn Nets, 4 years, $171 million. Excuse me? That's insane, but we are going to have to match that. We're going to bring back Jaden Quintance on a 4-year, $70 million contract. And we're going to sign Ian Jackson to a 5-year, $105 million deal. Kind of a steal because we got him like on one of the last days of free agency. As Jason Tatum goes to Pittsburgh, Kyrie Irving goes to Vegas, and we're able to keep kind of most of our core going forward as I'm trying to repeat next year, and Darren Peterson looks like he's now part of a big 4, and it's going to be like the big 3, I think, eventually of Wemby, Flagg, and Peterson. So I don't know what I could really kind of point to as the reason we won a championship. Maybe it was us hiring LeBron, maybe it was us going with Wemby at the 4 and Claxton at the 5. All right, so it's going to be Young, Peterson, Flagg, Wemby, Claxton with Jackson, Reese Shea, Dalton Connect, and Jaden off the bench. 4-star balance under LeBron James. Let's see if we can go back to back. Also, we can work on an extension with Wemby right now. Let's get that done. I don't know if I want to pay Trae Young all that money. That's a lot till his age 35 season. I don't know what I want to do with him, actually. We did just start 8-0, though. So no championship hangover from us so far. We have negative $500 million in profit right now. 10-0? When is our first loss going to be? Just beat the Bullets and the Lakers. Can we beat the Celtics as well to go to 13-0? Yep, our first loss was against the Grizzlies, though, by 2 points. All right, so we end the season getting another MVP from Victor Wembanyama. Just hiring LeBron as the new head coach of this team has really just kind of turned around this franchise. Isaiah Harwell on the Knicks, 10th overall pick in 26. Pretty good player. Josh Giddey, clutch player of the year. LeBron, what? We went 72-10. Is LeBron a cheat code as a head coach in this game? We also got Cooper Flagg on All-NBA third team as well. Very nice to see because now he's making more than $40 million a year. He's also on all defensive first team. And we are the 1 seed in the Western Conference going up against the Denver Nuggets, who we have faced in the playoffs before. Here were the season stats from this year as Cooper Flagg was the #1 scorer, followed by Wemby. There's Darren Peterson. Just if I let Trae Young walk, I don't really know who is giving me 9.5 assists. I can go without the 17.5 points, but the 9.5 assists is really hard to replace. We are 4.5-star balanced under LeBron, and I feel like we should beat the Nuggets in round 1 here of the playoffs as we end up. Oh my God, man. We won in 7. Why does it have to be that stressful? With 3 20-point per game scorers. Darren Peterson, man, the dude does not show up in the playoffs, it seems like, or at least in round 1. We're taking on the Sacramento Kings, who have Ace Bailey, Keegan Murray, still Miles Turner. Oh, they still have Sabonis, but they do have Malachi Branham, former Spur. Are we able to beat them and advance here to the conference finals? Yep, we sweep them. Cooper Flagg at 27.5 and 10. All right, he is a 93 overall. Him and Wemby, man, insane duo. And then we're going up against the Utah Jazz here in the conference finals. Jasper Johnson, Colin Sexton, Michael Porter Jr., former Spur. They have Walker Kessler, who I almost traded for, but instead I opted for Nick Claxton. Are we able to beat them? Last year we faced a 6 seed too in the conference finals, so maybe a little bit lucky by us, and we sweep them. Cooper Flagg, Western Conference Finals MVP, going up against the Indiana Pacers here in the finals. 1 seed versus 1 seed. Still have Benedict Mathurin, Denny Avdia, former Spur. They also have Zach Edey as well as their starting 5. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, are we able to beat them? Game number 1, we win. Game number 2, we lose. 3, we win. 4, we win. Don't blow a 3-1 lead. Boom. We won in 5. That's back-to-back rings. Finals MVP, Wemby once again. That's what I'm talking about. So we got 3 more years left of this video. I want to go 3 for 3 and add 3 more rings to my collection. There goes Kyrie. He retires. Obviously, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. There goes Tibbs. He retires as well. Draft lottery, the Lakers and Clippers picking 1 and 2. So the first 2 picks are going to Los Angeles. Bucks at 3, Sixers 4, Nets 5, Heat 6. And we are picking at 36. So we ended up with Lowell Hood there at pick 36, 22-year-old guard out of Virginia. We'll sign Vladimir, who was our 2nd rounder. The #1 pick was Sandor, a big out of Hungary. Gary Glover, a 23-year-old, went 2nd overall. We're going to bring back Terrell, but I might try to trade him. Bilal Koulibaly, Keontae George, Brandon Miller, guys from the 23 class are becoming unrestricted free agents. We're going to have to pay Darren Peterson a lot of money. Hopefully I can. I got to make a big decision on Trae Young. I would be open to like a shorter extension, maybe a 2-year deal 33 mil. I'm cool with that. And he will actually accept that. All right, that's good with me. I feel like Trae Young's game is not going to age all that well, so just not committing to 4 years is kind of nice. And Darren Peterson did not get a deal in moratorium. Oh, great. I can't afford him. That is not good at all. I have to free up, not too much, but I do have to trade somebody. I think it may be Terrell. And we are going to send him to Baltimore for Milwaukee's unprotected pick in 2032 and Baltimore's unprotected pick in 2031. And we're going to get Peterson back on a 5-year, $168 million extension. So we have our core locked up pretty much. Wemby for 3 more. Same with Flagg. Peterson for 5 more, and it becomes a great deal in 2035. Risashe, to be honest with you, I feel like I should look to trade him because he may opt out of $37 million, and I don't really want to extend him long term. I mean, we could look to move Claxton as well. He's making $27 million a year, but I think we'll worry about that a little bit later. I didn't find any deals that I like. As Luka Doncic goes to the team that technically drafts him, the Atlanta Hawks. So you're welcome, Atlanta. I ended up trading for Trae Young earlier in this video, and a bunch of years later, they end up with Luka Doncic. Player progression, Wemby now has an A- mid-range jumper. Sweet. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. 33 to the backcourt, 35 to the forwards, 26 to Claxton, 26 to Jackson, 22 to Risashe. Jaden and Dalton will get 15 apiece. We're going to be 4.5-star balance. Hopefully we can go back-to-back. I don't really know. I mean, Risashe we could look to extend. So I may give him a 2-year extension, but there's still a good chance I could move him in the offseason. Claxton, we could trade as well, but he's 31. I mean, Quintans could honestly be maybe the new center going forward and keeping Wemby at the 4. But I don't think I can make any moves. We're 32-3 right now. And for the 3rd straight year, Wemby wins MVP. Every year he's won MVP, we have won the NBA Finals, and we went 74-8 under LeBron James. All right, no ifs, ands, or buts. This team should win it all. And you got the New Jersey Generals versus the Brooklyn Nets in round 1. That's pretty cool. So Cooper Flagg was the leading scorer, followed by Darren Peterson, WEMBANYAMA. There's Trae Young, Ian Jackson. There's Risashe, who will probably get traded this offseason. I mean, we just won 74 games. I don't think we should lose to the Utah Jazz in round 1 as we end up going and sweeping them. Nice. And we're taking on the Nuggets in round 2, a team that we beat last year. They do have Ben Simmons now, though, who averaged 3.6 points in round 1. Can we beat them to go to the conference finals? Yep, we are 8-0. And we have yet to face the 2 or the 3 seed in the conference finals. Past 2 years, it's been the 6 seed. This year, it's the 7-seeded Rockets, who have beaten us late in the playoffs before. And they have a good team. They got Ellie Cadeau all the way at the end of the bench. But we swept them. We're 12-0. 12-0 going to the NBA Finals. Cameron Boozer versus Victor Wembanyama. This is Trae Young versus his former team. They got Luka at the 1. Damian Sarr, you know how good he is if you watch the Hornets and Pistons 10-year rebuilds. Got Cameron Boozer. They got Devin Vassell still. Jalen Johnson, Kobe Buffkin. This is a pretty cool matchup. And let's see who is going to win the NBA Finals. Can we win our 3rd in a row? Yes, we can. They're the only team that beat us in the playoffs in any series. We won in 6. Cooper Flagg, though, get your Finals MVP over Victor Wembanyama. I thought maybe he was going to be a little bit of a letdown, but the dude has maybe emerged to being our best player, arguably, in, I guess, the 2nd stint of his Spurs career so far, since, like, he's no longer on that rookie contract anymore. So there goes Kawhi Leonard, Domantas Sabonis. They both retire. Kawhi will definitely be in the Hall of Fame. There goes Spoelstra. I'm not sure if they'll put Sabonis in. They do not. The Supersonics, I feel like they've always been picking in the top 5. Get number 1, Pelicans 2, Timberwolves 3. We have 2 first-round picks. We own one of the Baltimore Bullets picks as well. All right, I am going to make this trade with the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm giving them Zachary Risashe. He was the number 3 overall pick back in the 24 draft. We're going to be trading the 2 first-round picks that we have. We're going to get Marcel Perban, who is no longer under his rookie contract, but he's making $12.5 million next year. $13 million after that. Great guard to come off the bench for sure. We'll see how good he is for us. And then we're getting Jaden McDaniels, 1 year, $15 million. Not sure if he would crack the rotation, but it's still a nice price tag. Wow. Carson Jeffries looks pretty good. 4th overall pick to the Grizzlies. Come on, Supersonics. You guys have been low-key a terrible drafting team, it feels like. Ron Holland, top free agent on the market at 26. I'm going to hopefully bring back Dalton Connect just on a 2-year deal under $10 million a year. There we go. De'Aaron Fox, I think stays with the Supersonics, yeah. And I'm going to do this trade with the Houston Rockets. I think we found the Trae Young successor possibly for the final season. Yeah, we're going to be moving Nick Claxton and Jaden McDaniels for Amen Thompson. Trae Young will be a free agent at the end of the year, so this is probably going to be his last year as a San Antonio Spur. And then we're going to move Lalo Hood, who was a former first rounder, Vladimir Ulich, and then our first round pick next year. We get a Clippers lottery protected first, but we're getting Goga Batadze if I feel like I need another big man, since we just traded away Claxton. So player progression, Wemby's a 98, Flagg's a 94, it says in the top left, Peterson 91, Amen 91. Yeah, that's a great pickup for us. All right, we got 2 more years left of this rebuild. Let's win 2 more rings. We could start Quintance at the 5. I may get a little risky. I know I haven't played. I mean, we haven't won a championship with Wemby at the 5, but I think I may move him back there. Flagg will be at the 4. He's a little bit better throughout his career. And I think I may start Amen. I don't know. Like, I don't really want him to come off the bench, and I want to start Peterson. So it may look something like this. Flagg and Wemby will get 34 minutes apiece. Peterson can get 31. We're going to have Connect and Purbin, maybe Batatse getting some minutes as well. And I'm hoping this team can go out and win its 4th straight ring under LeBron James. All right, dumbass of the year. That's me. Was not recording that final playoff run right there for year number 9. Well, all right. We ended up sweeping the Wizards there in the finals. That is annoying. We also ended up getting MVP that season as well with Cooper Flagg. Yeah, Cooper Flagg had an incredible run, and I feel like I guess I was just talking to myself for the last couple of minutes. Great. Sorry about that. So the Supersonics, a team that has not been drafting well, ended up with the number 1 pick and took a 76 overall 23-year-old. Maybe I would have taken Gerard Sharp there. Just, I don't know. I maybe would have done that. Darrell Atkins was our first-round pick at pick 11. That pick was via the Bucks. We re-signed LeBron James to be our head coach. AD and Nikola Jokic ended up going to the Hall of Fame. So that's what we missed, or what you guys missed. We ended up beating the Jazz, a 6th seed in the conference finals once again, just avoiding all 2 and 3 seeds. We ended up winning 70 games in the Western Conference once again. I just still feel like an idiot that I was just talking to myself. We beat the Pacers in the finals as well. Or no, we beat the Wizards, excuse me, in the finals. That team was headlined by Bronny James and Ron Holland. So now that we're back up to speed a little bit, I'm going to let Trae Young walk. We cannot afford him to bring him back anyway. So yeah, Trae Young is gone. And basically, if we look at this team going forward, this is going to be the last dance. This is the last year. Everybody's kind of under a 1-year deal, so it's going to be kind of cool. Not sure what team Trae Young will end up signing for because he didn't really get an offer right there. But Amen Thompson will be the starting point guard for the final season, and this team should still be able to get a ring. It maybe got a little bit worse. I mean, it obviously did. Hopefully, we're letting go of Trae Young at the right time and not committing a long-term deal to him. I'm just so kind of embarrassed that I wasn't recording there for year number 9. All right, so for the final season, the last dance, it's going to be Thompson, Peterson. Do I want to start? I honestly think Jackson's going to be the 6th man. We'll have Flagg at the 3, Wemby at the 4. We'll have Quintance starting there at the 5, Purbin, and then Goga Batatse. I'm pretty cool with that. And we picked up Keldon Johnson as well, and Michael Porter Jr. So some former Spurs. Rocco Prakicin. All right, he's on the team. So Goga Batatse can get like 10 minutes. Probably go like 15 to Purbin. Dalton Connect as the 7th man. Yeah, this team did get a little bit worse. I will not lie. We're going to go 28 to Ian Jackson. 28 to Quintance, maybe 35 to Wemby. Let's go 35 to Cooper Flagg. Let's do the same to Peterson, and let's do the same to Thompson. And I could probably play Ian Jackson and Quintance a little bit more. So final season, 4.5-star balance. Maybe we can get that up to 5 stars by the end of the year. First game on the road, we blow out the Sacramento Kings. I would have loved to end this video on a 5-ring winning streak. Let's see if we can pull it off. And in the 10th and final season, Wemby is your MVP. LeBron James, another coach in the year at 73-9, and another 1 seed for the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference. We had 3 20-point per game scorers. Amen Thompson averaged a double-double this year as his 2nd year as a Spur. Trae Young ended up playing for the Utah Jazz this season. He averaged 18 points in emphasis. Not a bad year. Played for $2 million. That is kind of crazy. We're the number 1 offensive team, number 1 defensive team. Let's go out with a bang. There is no reason why we should not be in the finals. Are we going to verse a 2 or a 3 seed in the conference finals? And yes, we finally verse a 3 seed, but we go 12-0 in the Western Conference finals, or excuse me, the Western Conference side of things. And we are undefeated going up against the Hawks, who we beat in the finals before. Still have Luka Doncic. We can maybe get Keldon Johnson a ring now that he's on the Spurs. Are we able to do just that? We just ended the video going 16-0. 16-0. LeBron James setting records. Wemby is finals MVP. And this San Antonio Spurs team ends off the video winning 5 straight rings. I hope you guys did enjoy this 10-year rebuild. This one was super fun to do. Obviously, just around Victor Wembanyama, going out, trading for Trae Young, not even winning a single finals with Greg Popovich. Once he retires and I hire LeBron James, we rattle off 5 in a row. We drafted Cooper Flagg, number 1 overall. Darren Peterson, 8th overall, was a phenomenal pick. We kind of aced that 2025 draft with Ian Jackson, Cooper Flagg, and Jaden Quintance. Drop a like if you guys do enjoy these 10-year rebuilds, and let me know in the comments which team we should do next. Make sure you follow my podcast. The link is in the description to the YouTube dedicated channel if you want the video version, Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. And then make sure you follow my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Links in the description. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.